Welcome to Wednesday's Words of Wisdom from the farm. And has anyone ever said anything that you would like to take back? Our words. The Bible says our words have life and death. They can speak life or they can be death. Ever said a word that you'd like to take back? And that word or that sentence comes out of your mouth, and as soon as it passes the portals of your lips, it can't be taken back? I'll never forget as a little boy, my dad taking me to downtown Brigden. Yes, Brigden has a downtown. And there was this hardware store. And I'll never forget, as a little kid, probably 6 or 7 years old, my dad walking me up, and there was police cars and cruisers everywhere. And there was the wooden door of the hardware store with the glass broken out. And you could tell very quickly that it had been broke into and robbed. I walked into the store and I just had to take it all in as I looked up the walls and saw this favorite stopping place for me ravaged. And I was mad because my good friend and owner, Freddie, this was his store and I wanted revenge. And I bottled that up, and there was a couple weeks later, and my mom was going to Sarnia for groceries. And she turned onto the plank side road, and some of you don't know, that plank road is the best road. The original planks, they trucked oil from Oil Springs up to Sarnia. The original planks that they went over top of with horse and wagon, they're still there underneath, covered in oil underneath there. And the plank road was built in 1858 and 1859 it was built. We turn onto the plank side road, getting off track, turned onto the plank, and there's two hitchhikers. And it was a little known fact that all of Brigden had a strong suspicion who had robbed the hardware store. And my mom saw these two young men hitchhiking into Sarnia. And she decided, I'm going to pick them up and find out what makes them tick. Now, first off, don't ever pick up hitchhikers unless you know someone and you want to help them out. It's not a good idea. But my mom, she wanted to reach out, maybe show a little bit of the love of Jesus to them and find out what makes them tick and help them along their way. They no sooner get into the vehicle when I go off, all 6, 7-year-old of myself, go off on a rant. And I rant. And I start off by saying, yep, me and Dad, we's going to the Beep Beep store. And that was the grocery store in Sarnia. And we's going to buy some spinach. And we's going to eat that spinach. Actually, I love spinach because of Popeye. He was like my hero, and it made him strong, so I ate my greens. It was a great thing. We's going to eat that spinach. And we's going to get strong like Popeye. And we's going to bop those guys who broke into Freddie's hardware store. The vehicle went deathly silent. There wasn't a word the whole ride into Sarnia. Mom didn't know what to say, the young men didn't know what to say, and I went off on a rant. And rather than let the love of Jesus shine through me or let Mom's words encourage, I went off and let words of hate and anger and revenge overtake me. I know what you're thinking. You're only 6 or 7 years old. It was uncalled for. But worse than that, some of us have learned to control our tongue and we still rant. The Bible talks about a bit being in a horse's mouth in James 3:3 and how it steers a horse, that little bit. It also talks about big ships and winds can push them, but it's a little rudder that steers them. And likewise, our tongue steers us. Our tongue has life and death. Let our tongues go forward and bring life and hope and the love of Jesus. And that's Wednesday's Words of Wisdom from the farm. Take care. God bless.